Hi book besties. This video I'm going to do a lot of things, I guess. I have no idea how I'm going to do this, but I want to do a video of doing bookish things. I've seen this type of video on Sarah's channel, Sarah Caroli, and you know, I have some things to do and I was like, let's just make a video out of it, if that makes sense. I have to beat the reading slump, so I just started a reread of one of my favorite books this year. It's really the year of the rereads because I have never done so many rereads as this year. I feel like I have like done 10 rereads almost, but it's Bound to You by Bridie Charles. And when I finished this book, I also want to do like update my book journal because I have been behind on schedule. I think I'm stuck in like May and it's the 25th of October right now, so I have some work to do. Maybe I'll include the book wrap up from all the books that I've read in October, which isn't really a lot, so I can also add that. Yeah, anyways, I'm going to start with reading this book. I have to go to work this afternoon and this evening I have plans too, so it's not like I can read a lot today, but I think I can get like halfway if I make an effort, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm in a reading slump, so it's not going to be easy. But I feel like the only book that I was willing to read was this one. So this is my chance to beat the reading slump, if that makes sense. Anyways, I'm just going to start and we'll see how this video goes, I guess. It's been a long time since I've filmed the first bit of this video. I think it's a week later now. I haven't filmed anything. But I finished Bound to You by Bridie Charles a week ago. No, I started a week ago. I finished it on Saturday. Yeah. But I woke up this morning and I realized that I haven't talked about this book in this video, so I was like, I have to do a recap before I start the book journaling. But I think this book, and I have already talked about it in one of my wrap-ups, I think my August wrap-up? Was it my August wrap-up or my July wrap-up? I don't know, I have to check, but I think my August wrap-up. This book is amazing. I have no other words, but this is beautiful. And the thing is, I don't really follow, I don't know why that came out so weird, but like indie authors. And I know that's kind of bad for me to do, but I have known Bridie and I have followed her since she was a Bookstagram account. She was posting about the books and then suddenly she was like, surprise, I wrote a book. And I was like, wait, I have to read that. And flash forward, she published the book and I have done a reread now because I got the ARC. I think it was in August or in July, I don't know. And loved it then. did a reread now so I could annotate my paperback, and I still love it so much. I think it's easily one of the best books that I have ever read. It's such a fun, cute summer romance set in Italy, but with like relatable characters. Kaio is the main male character, and he is this self-proclaimed workaholic owning the most popular hotel in Ruby Cove. Comes with a busy schedule, but he likes it that way. But then his work takes him out of town, and the last thing he expects on his drive back was two American girls broken down on the side of the road. Their car broke down. And one of the girls was Isla Beckett. And Isla has loved to paint since she can remember, but her family and her boyfriend questions her career choices and tells her to work at the family firm because that's her real career. So her best friend May convinces her to go to Italy after she and her boyfriend, like Isla and her boyfriend, break up. So they moved to Italy they wanted to visit Isla's brother. I think his name was Miles, but I'm not sure, but I think it is. Don't get me wrong if it isn't. But when Isla wanted to tell her brother that she came to visit, he said, I'm out of town for a few weeks. My place is being renovated, so it's not really possible. So Isla and May still wanted to go to Italy, but they didn't have an accommodation to go to. They just drove around and wanted to see where their car was taking them, if that makes sense. But of course their car broke down, and suddenly there's a handsome stranger helping them who was driving a Ferrari because he's rich. And then they wanted to spend the summer there in Italy, but then they are like having this found family with all the friends that they meet and Kaio's friends, and they became this friend group who love and care for each other so much. So I love this book so much, and I don't know what else to say about it, but Bridie is so talented, and I have read this book twice now, and yeah, I think I will read, like when I was reading this, I was thinking about, imagine in a few years, like in 40 years, then I'm 59. Maybe make it 60 years, I don't know. And I have grandchildren, if that will ever happen, I don't know. And they see my books, and they see my annotations in some of these books. I really want them to read this book. Like, this is one of the books that I want my grandchildren to read. I don't know why, but they have to experience what I experienced while I was reading this book, if that makes sense. But I love this book so much, and I will continue to say it. So yeah, anyways, it's amazing, Bridie, you are so talented. It's insane to me. Literally everything she posts with like Bridie posts on her account, on her Instagram account, I am like completely in shock with how cool and cute and pretty and perfect it is for the books and for like everything. So definitely check out her Instagram too. It's this right here. So I have to do a few things first, but when I'm done with those things, I kind of want to do like a journal afternoon and catch up on everything in my journal. I catch up every time I finish a book, so I don't have to really like update those trackers, but I do have to fill out like the monthly spreads things. Anyways, definitely a recommendation if you love romances. It's this. It has everything you want. It's really amazing. And it's a part of a series, and book 2 is coming out in February. I can't pronounce that, sorry. 2025. So you're in for a ride because amazing. Anyways, I'll see you when I'm doing the book journaling. Welcome at my desk. This is my desk. And this is the thing that I call my book journal. It has been through some stuff. I don't know if I have ever shown this, but I don't think so, so I'm just going to give a quick tour. This is the front page with a little quote about reading, and then a flower that I picked on vacation 2 years ago now. Was it 2 or 3 years ago now? 2, I think. And then my goals for the year, and then my rating system, like the description of why I would give a book 5 stars or 4 stars. To be fair, I took almost all of the ideas from Pinterest and all over Pinterest, so all credits to there. Then a book log, like all the books that I gave them, the number of books, like book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, and on and on and on, and the rating that I gave them, and the title, of course, goes on this page, and then the series tracker, the name of all the series and how many books I've read from the series. Then some books that were on my physical TBR in the beginning of the year, and then just some covers that I printed because I don't know, I just thought it would be cool. Then the alphabet challenge. I still have so many books to like read, but I don't see me like completing this. So yeah, this, and then the pages tracker, like how many pages I read every day, like 0 pages is a certain color, and then 1 to 50 pages is a certain color, and then on until 400 plus, and then I read like I color like a square every day. And then the book tracker, like the number of book, like book 1, I gave it 5 stars. I would color the square with the number 1 in, the color that says 5 stars. I don't know, I feel like this is really complicated explained, if that makes sense. And then a genre tracker, but I mostly read romance, so I definitely had to give like a bit more space for this. And then like a page that says Howdy Cowboy, because I had an empty page and I was like, you know what, why not? And then 24 books of 2024. I was going to do this, like the best books, or like the books with the most meaning to me, like arcs that I got or rereads of books that have been on my TBR for such a long time that I really want to read them this year. Here is where I keep track of all the upcoming releases and if I bought them or not. And then some reading prompts, like a book set in New York, a book you can finish in one day, a book with more than 500 pages, and Battle of the Books. In here I'm going to put like the covers of each book, like the best book from that month, like month 1. January, best book from that one, cover in here, and then write it down here, and then they battle it out until there is this best book of the year. but I'm going to do that at like the end of the year. And this is yearly statistics. Each month I fill in like some stats, like books I read, like the amount of books, the amount of days I have read, the amount of pages, the amount of 5 stars I've given my favorite book of the month and my least favorite book of the month. And then I start, like I had some covers left, so I just put it on there. And then I have the monthly spreads. This is where all goes wrong. Because on here, January starts. It's okay. I decided, let me put a calendar in. I never use a calendar. Never. Not a single day in my life have I used a calendar. And then all the books that I read, all the books that I bought, and my January hopefuls. I've read a total of 8. I just printed the covers again. And then a aesthetic page of Love Redesign, because it was my first read and one of my favorite reads. And then aesthetic pages of the Dirty Air series. And then I hate this. I still have to think how I'm going to fix this, but I hate this with all my heart. So I don't really like this. Again, a calendar. I haven't put a single thing on it. I hate this too. Aesthetic pages of Done and Dusted and Heartless. Don't really like these either. Hate this too. But I love this one. Like it has like these little flowers and plants and stuff. The books that I bought, again the covers just printed out, and the books that I read, again the covers, and then aesthetic pages of the Gold Rush Ranch series by Elsie Silver. But yeah, I still have to do this one because I couldn't find any of the aesthetic pages that I wanted, so still have to do these. Then April, I also really like this. I'm not a huge drawing talent, like I still draw stick people, so I feel like that's kind of good for me. The books I read in, what was it, April? Yeah. And the books that were released, because there were a lot of books released in April. And then a aesthetic page for Wild Love, for Funny Story, for Yours Truly, and for Just for the Summer. And then the stats. Again, books I've read, pages I've read, days I've read, and a number of 5 stars. And then I drew this May, like just wrote it out. The books that I've read and the ratings, and that's it. And then June with little fish things. And I have read on every page what I want the page to be like. So Powerless page, Love Unwritten page. So yeah, now I'm going to put the pictures that I've already printed in my book journal and make it look okay. Just so I'm back on schedule, but I think it's confirmed what I thought. I only printed pictures until July. So I'm behind on schedule from June. So I have to do June, July. Let me think. August, September, October. Yeah, that's not going to work. I'm not going to do all that. It's like 4 p.m. already, so... give a quick show of the pages that I've done today. It's nothing big or special, but I did do 2 pages, so honestly, so I did a powerless page. I did with stamps on here, put the pictures that I printed, and then a quote from the book. And then I wanted to do like a love unwritten page, but I thought that the pictures weren't really like pretty on this background, so I just, with the same stamps, did love unwritten. I don't know if you can see it because it's getting really dark outside. And then the pages, and I put some gold hearts and then washi tapes and gold washi tapes. And that's all that I did today. But honestly, I'm just glad with the process, to be honest, because it's better than nothing. So a win is a win. I'm going to film the October reading wrap-up tomorrow because I've only read 5 pages. Or 5 books, not 5 pages. But yeah, my camera battery is low right now too, so I'm going to have to charge it. Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow, I guess. Bye. Okay, I have to be really fast because my battery hasn't charged. But I'm going to do a quick recap, wrap up of the books that I read this month. It was an okay month since I was in a reading slump. But I read a total of 5 books, 2 rereads, and yeah, I don't know. If you consider like the fact that I read 3 books in 1 week and then 2 books in the other 3 weeks, you can see that I'm in a reading slump, because normally I would read like a total of 2 books in a week the whole month. Let's start with one of my favorite books ever. Again, this book, Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, is the book version of To Be Loved is to Be Seen. That's pretty much all I said in my review on Goodreads too, because it was the only thing that I was thinking of while I was reading this book. It's amazing, it's so cute, it has the best communication between the 2 main characters, and it's so beautiful written. It was such an easy 5-star. I'm still not over this book actually, and it's been a month since I finished it. I was in the worst book hangover when I finished this. I don't know. And I feel like after reading this book, Hannah Bonham Young is definitely a auto-buy author for me now. I loved it so much. There wasn't a single part of this book that I didn't like. Like the banter between these 2, they have like this bond. I don't know how to say this. They have this bond between them, and they end up having a one-night stand at a Halloween party from their friends. Like her best friend is married to a guy who is a co-worker from the male main character, if that makes sense, and they are organizing a Halloween party. They attend, like the Win and Bo, and they end up hooking up, and it's an accidental pregnancy book, but it's amazing, it's beautiful, and it's just wonderful. So easy 5-star. To Be Loved is to Be Seen is this book. Definitely becoming a book that I would always recommend to people if they ask if I have a book recommendation. Also, I love this cover. It's so cute. Next I have a book, like 3 books that I did of the reading Formula 1 romances for a week. Let's start with cross the line, I'm not going to give like this long review about them, because if you want to see my thoughts on these 3 books, you can go watch the video that I made about them, the reading Formula 1 romances for a week, because in that video I will talk really detailed about them and what I think of them. But I think I gave this book 4 stars because it was I think brother's best friend, Formula 1 driver, social media helper, PR person, I don't know, but it was also a really cute romance, Formula 1 romance, so I think I gave this 4 stars. Then the next one was Off Track by Asha Patel. I still don't know how to pronounce that name, but I think I gave this one 3 stars. I do remember that this book was really focused on the Formula 1 part. Like, most of the book was set in the Formula 1 season and the breaks, but it didn't really talk a lot about like the, how do you say that, the personal life outside of the Formula 1 season from the main characters, if that makes sense. But still, it was great, and I love that it has this 2022 driver lineup in here and like the races of the season in here. So yeah, I love the layout of this book, and it was also a good book, like, okay. Then I did a reread of one of my favorite books again ever, Redeemed by Lauren Asher. I will not stop talking about this book, like, ever. I don't know. Easy 5-star again. This book is so loved by me, and I don't know, their story of Chloe and Santiago are just so beautiful, and I don't know, I just really love them. So again, if you want to hear me yap about them, because I think I talked about this book like so long and for a few minutes straight, watch the other video. But yeah, I love this book so much. Fun fact, my friend texted me and she was like, send me a picture of your bookshelves. And I was like, okay, my birthday is coming up. In like a month and a half. And she was like, oh damn, you already have them. She saw like Lauren Asher post about the new editions of the Dirty Air series, and she was going to give them to me for my birthday, I think. And she was like, I saw it like Formula 1 romance, and I was like, that has to be for Maite. But sadly I already have them. But I love this book with my whole heart. The entire series, every Lauren Asher book, basically. And then another reread that I did, oh my gosh, those birds were flying right to my window. But previously in this video I talked a lot about this book, so I'm not going to go into detail again right now, because otherwise it would be pretty boring. But I did a reread of an arc that I got a few months ago, and I got the paperback, but I wanted to like annotate it and stuff. So Bound to You by Bridie Charles, and I don't know, I just love everything she writes too. This book is amazing, and I don't know, just the thought that this was a debut novel is amazing. It's crazy to me because this is so good. It's such a cute summer romance set in Italy. Again, easy 5-star, and it has some of the most amazing quotes. Like also the illustrations at the beginning of the chapters. Isla has some paintbrushes because she loves painting. And Kaio, the main male character has like this island because it's set in a small town in Italy called Ruby Cove. I don't know. I love this. Basically, this month was pretty good. If you watch like the rating that I gave the books, like 3 5 stars from the 5 books that I read was pretty good. A 1 4-star read and a 1 3-star read. Basically, it's amazing. So yeah, I am happy. And yeah. Anyways, I'm going to end this video now because I have to go to work in 15 minutes. But if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. It's completely free and would help my channel a lot. Also, don't forget to like, comment if you have read any of these books or what video you want to see on my channel, because I don't know, it's always nice to know what people want to see, if that makes sense. And yeah, I'll see you next week again, I think. So yeah, bye.